a lot of S-Log 3 lately, and I've been trying to understand the color profile, S-Log, Rec 709. It's a lot different from everything I shot in the past, where the settings I would use in the past would always be to underexpose and then to bring everything up. Now with S-Log, I have to overexpose. And it's been an interesting journey, and I'm trying to prepare myself because I want to do some commercial type shoots or actually take on some client work soon. And I just want to be ready. I don't want to go out there and be like, oh shit, I fucked up the settings and got to reshoot it or it doesn't look good. But I do want to say this, S-Log 3 10-bit looks amazing. The richness of the color and the details it exceeds my expectation, that's for sure. So I wanted to record this video while it's fresh and share some clips with you and just go through my thought process. And I'm not going to sell anything at the end of the video. This is all free. Everyone that's trying to teach you online these days is trying to sell you something, and I ain't selling nothing. So learn from my experience, so learn from what I'm going through at the moment. You can get some pretty good shots with S-Log 3 and you don't really need to overthink it. And I'm going to show you how. Like I said on my channel before, I've been shooting a lot of real estate and I want to share my process with you. I don't have much time on this battery that's recording my face, so I'll try to do this in a quick manner, but at least in a way where you can get some information and take that with you to your next shoot or whatever. So check out these clips. So this is outside. The sun is behind me, so it's coming down at this direction. So it's pointing at Anna. On the right side is your RAW, and obviously on your left side, this is converted to Rec 709. And then just a simple color grade on top. And as you can see, massive difference, big difference. Like it went from that to this. Now I want to show you some interior shots because, man, I'm going to tell you, this is where it really shined for me. And this is where it kind of blew my mind. When we were shooting inside, I was really worried about having just issues with exposure and stuff. So take a look at this footage. So on my camera, everything is overexposed. Everyone says 2 stops. I was testing 1.7 to 2 stops. 1.7 is kind of like the sweet spot for me. Like right here on this shot, I was really scared because on the camera it looked overexposed. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is the raw shot right here. So on my camera, this was looking very overexposed for some reason. My zebras are growing off. It was scary. I was like, shit, I don't know if this is going to be a good shot. Sun was peeking through here. And honestly, this was one of the first shoots where I was using S-Log test on, and I just took a gamble and it turned out really nice. So let me show you. I was probably 2 stops over with a lot of sunlight coming from the windows. So first thing I do is I go here. I go to browse. I don't use any of these drop down menu options from Adobe. I don't shoot with those cameras. I go to browse. I go to Rec 709. So S-Gamma 3, Scene Log 3. Use that as the conversion. Free on Sony's website. It's the conversion LUT. Okay. And it already looks a lot better. Look at that. Okay. Now, I was told online upon research that you don't want to touch the layer where Rec 709 is. That's the last layer that you want to affect. So basically, you don't want to edit that layer. So what I do is I go to the image here. Then I start to make these adjustments on your panel in this layer. Okay. So this is what we'll do. I'm going to use a LUT. This LUT is free. It is some Christmas LUT that was online, but in my opinion, this LUT looks great on so many more things other than Christmas. I haven't used this for Christmas, but you'll see. You can use it for whatever you want. All right. And then we'll do some minor adjustments here. So I will go like this, reduce contrast, highlights like that. Shadows come down a bit, maybe like this. -1 on the blacks. If you want, maybe do some curves. That looks good. And then we will go like this. We'll actually keep those like that. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right. So that's what we got. So now look at our image. Oh, money. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Are you kidding me? Look at that shot, man. Now let's go again. Let's see what it looks like. That's the raw version. That's the raw version right there. Now, what we're going to do, activate Rec 709. And now we're going to activate our minor color adjustments. Boom. Subtle, but deadly. Colors look so good. All right, so here's another area where I thought it was going to be super overexposed, but when I went into editing it, it looks great. So play it. Sun's coming in hot on that side, as you can see right here at the sofa. You see the sun beaming in. And I was very worried that this was going to be overexposed or something. Like I thought it was going to be clipping. But once again, 2 stops over. So 2 stops overexposed. It looks fine. In fact, I think it looks really nice. You see that sunlight coming in? It's hot. Like that's some heavy exposure right there. But it's not overly exposed to the point where you can't save the colors. You can't bring back the exposure and save the colors. And I want to give an example of that right now, actually. I have some examples that I want to share with you of other videos we've shot of real estate. And these were more tests. And these are more tests, but now the camera's shooting in auto. Okay? So I'll show you the difference between this being overexposed and being able to save this and auto. Sun's coming in hot. It's on the sofa. You have your window here, but you can still see out and you can still see details here. On auto, boom, look at that. That is unsavable. You cannot save that. Look at these highlights. Sun, this is like the same situation. The sun's just beaming through. But this you cannot save. This is graded. I couldn't save this. This was at this point you just make the best of what you have. But this is unsavable. Like look at the shot here. This window overexposed and I can't save that. We'll pull the highlights down. You see how everything is still white? Everything is still white. Look, even if we do the exposure, you lose so much detail. Like looks like ass. So bad. And then you're going to try and bring up the highlights and it still looks like crap. So that's the difference between overexposing on S-Log versus just overexposing on a different camera setting like auto. It's a big difference. So that impressed me a lot. And I didn't know that you could obtain that much information to the point where you have so much control. I want to show you this. This was kind of cool. And I'll show you where the issues were or where my concerns were. So basically, we're coming from the master bedroom right there. And on her left side, so if we're looking at her, it's our left. But on her right side, that's the window. As you can see right here, that's the window. And as she starts to go to the right, there's a bathroom, and then there's the master bedroom closet, the walk-in closet. And you start to lose light, but I want to show you that it held up pretty well. The footage held up pretty well. Like, look at that. It is dark, but it still looks pretty okay. This one was an interesting one. I'm going to show you why. Because it actually took some color grading to get here. So yeah, on the left side looks great. Everything is correct. If we were to grade this right off the bat, so this is Rec 709. Boom, look at this. Ugh. I'm going to tell you right now, I have my white balance manually set to 5500 Kelvin. It always stays there, no matter what I shoot in, and then I just fix it afterwards. I don't have time for every single scene to correct my color or my white balance. There's no time for that. It's a lot easier and faster for me to set it at R1 setting and then just fix it in post. So, like I said, everything's yellow here. Looks gross. And the simple fix for that was literally just take your dropper and you could get something closer to white. It was a strange one because you're starting to lose natural light now, and it's artificial light inside. And in that corridor, it was weird. It was like a little bit dark. And here's an example of having proper exposure, like having sunlight come in. So like you see everything's kind of like normal colored in white. And then as soon as we go into like a darker area with warm lights, everything turns more yellow. So that's yellow compared to this being white. So yeah, the only way that I get around that is essentially shoot as is, try to keep my exposure at a certain level, and then just dropper it or white balance, fix it later on like that. I want to show you a room that really worried me because this was by far the room with the least amount of light in the house. I was very worried when we were entering this room. You know, I didn't know how much I could push or pull the product or the colors. Let me show you what I mean. We go into this room. And to me, it appeared, like on my camera, it looked dark still. But here, it looks pretty decent, right? Like the exposure looks pretty bright. Now let me show you the beauty of this friggin' technology in this camera, man, of S-Log, okay? Because if you were to guess right now, like just from watching this video, if you were to guess from watching this video, what color do you think these walls are? 99% of you people probably say black. And I would say you're correct to assume that. I would even say that. But let me show you how strong S-Log is, man. What's the first thing we do? Convert it. So we take my adjustment layer, go here, browse, right here, boom. Look at this. Look at this. It already looks amazing. Look at those colors, okay? Look at those colors. Look how much depth it's brought back into the camera or into the video. Look at the damn colors. You can even tell there's shade here because it's darker because something is casting a shadow onto the wall. Look at that. Look at the colors off the wall. Look at the floor. It's warm. The warm tones. This room is not black. It is like a really, really dark green. And then they use these gold and warm tones to really make it pop. Like the warm flooring, the warm color of the flooring, the wood flooring, gold tones on the desk. Like, it looks so good. I'm really impressed, man. Like, these colors are just great. So here is going to be the overexposed part. So here is the window where all the light's coming in from. You see how it's overexposed here? Like, obviously that's really bright. It's overexposed, right? Now, she walks here and she should just be blown out, like out of this image. She should just be washed out, but she's not. In my opinion, that clip should almost look like one of these where the window is just white. Like, what is here? You can't even see any detail. You can't see anything going on here. It should look like that. And I think that's the power of S-Log and also the power of my trick at the end. Look how good these colors are. How do you beat that? That looks so good, man. So that was a quick run through of that, you know, real estate stuff. Now I want to show you some other things. Hey guys, so I actually split up the videos. This will actually be a shorter video, and it's just a quick and easy way to follow the coloring process on how I do S-Log 3. So go check that out. It'll be linked in the description. All right. And the thing I wanted to tell you guys about feels like my secret that I was using to make these highlights kind of just bloomy. And I haven't seen anyone do this. You essentially just take a Pro Mist filter and put it on your lens. I did this out of me being lazy, taking the Pro Mist filter off. And I was like, you know what? I'll just use it for, you know, as we shoot this real estate video. And in the end, I think it turned out so good because it almost made the real estate dreamy in a way. And especially because this house had character. So it made it like a dreamy house that has character. It just worked. And it keeps the highlights nice and soft. So even though it is overexposed or really bright in a sense, it still keeps it looking really nice, opposed to it being blown out like this is no Pro Mist and on auto settings. Okay, that's the video. Thanks for watching.